Marko here from Fair Realty. So about 3.5 years ago, I made a video about how I was surprised at the number of new real estate brokerages opening up in Victoria. Since then, we've added even more new real estate brokerages. Last year, I made a video about how I was surprised at the number of physical offices that existing brokerages were opening up. So for example, existing brokerages that maybe had one office in Victoria would open another office, physical office, either in Sydney or Langford or Souk. And I was surprised because in this day and age, you don't really need a physical office. I work from a home office. If my brokerage had a physical office for realtors to go to, I would never go there. What am I going to do there? My sellers want me to view their properties, give them advice. My buyers want me to show them properties. And all the contracts we do are electronic via DocuSign, AuthentiSign, or another e-signature type system. So I was really surprised to see this huge capital investment that brokerages were making in physical office space. In addition to that, in the last couple of years, we've added 400 realtors. We've gone from 1,200 realtors to 1,600 realtors. When times are good, people pile into the industry. And this was all supported by insane sales volumes. Last year, we had $9 billion worth of sales in Greater Victoria. And things are about to change dramatically. Even if prices remain relatively flat, I'm estimating this year we'll probably have between 6 and 6.5 billion in total sales through the MLS system in Greater Victoria. This is going to take approximately $70 to $100 million in gross commissions off the table. And it has to come from somewhere. So I think going forward, it's going to be tough times for the industry, whether it's certain services or businesses that have heavily invested, maybe in avenues that don't provide that much of a return. For example, physical office space. I also think new realtors that have been around for the last 5 years or less are going to be in for a bit of a shock. If someone entered the industry in the last 2 years, all they're used to is listing a property on a Thursday, taking offers Monday or Tuesday, selling unconditionally, and moving on to the next one. Going forward, as the market slows down, things get a lot more challenging. For example, 10 years ago, when I went to a listing presentation, if the seller wanted a very high price, I would usually shy away from that because you didn't want to be the first realtor in. If a seller couldn't sell at a high price, the first agent would typically, he or she, their contract would not be renewed. The seller would go on to a second agent with a slightly lower price, and so on and so on. So ideally, you want it to be the second or third agent in many scenarios versus the first agent. That would not be successful. A lot of different scenarios like that when the market is slow that you have to learn how to navigate, which a lot of people I have a sense are going to have a bit of a struggle customizing to, assuming they can financially make it through slowdown in real estate sales volumes and therefore commission. So I think the next year it's going to be really tough, and people are going to have to get accustomed to the pot of gross commissions being 30 to 40% smaller. And unfortunately, in all of that, I think there's going to be realtors and businesses that don't make it. That's it for this week. Marko, Juras.